Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a pen review or overview for you guys of a brand that I never really talked about before, and it's Dupont, and the pen is an Olympia Orpheo in Midnight Blue. I have it right here. And Brownie lent this pen to me, and it's been a really interesting experience so far. So I'm excited to show you guys. So let's switch the shot and actually go look at it. Alright, here we have a more close-up view of this pen. And I'm working with some unnatural lighting today because somehow in Georgia it is dark and gloomy. So bear with me on that. And this pen for me is an interesting looking pen, and not one that I would pick out myself, I feel. It's flat topped at the bottom of the barrel, and then it sort of has a rounded shape on the cap. It is very classic looking on its barrel, but then the cap does not feel that classic to me. It actually feels quite modern. Now, Dupont is definitely a high-end brand with pricey items, and I think they are very well known for their lighters. They started making pens in like the 1970s, but before that they made other things like luxury lighters. Now, I honestly have not ever used any pens of this brand before this pen, and I don't think I'll ever buy one, but it's definitely interesting to use. Anyway, just under the cap we have this ring on the barrel that says Dupont, and I'm hoping it'll focus on that. It is engraved in there, and it has like these fluid lines. On the cap we have blue and silver interchanged, and then there's a ridge right here, and then the clip, it reminds me of the Lamy Persona clip, but that one is completely like sunken in. It is a hinged clip, which makes me think more of the Lamy Persona, and it's quite nice. I like hinged clips. I don't think it will be the tightest gripper of your shirt, but it will definitely do. On the top, not much special to see. It is just the clip that you can see. So the top of the clip is on the top of the cap. End of the barrel is just a silver coin-like shape, and then when we uncap it, we have a grip that is of silver metal and a very interesting shape around the nib, and it reminds me of something. Oh, it reminds me of the Schaefer Tyrannus, this particular grip. Now, of the Schaefer Tyrannus, I believe has a hooded nib, but still it has a similar kind of vibe. This is definitely not a hooded nib. This is a 18 karat gold nib, and it is a medium, and it is a pretty fun writer, but I would say it's definitely like a middle of the road pen. It's not spectacular to me. Size wise, it is fairly large. This is it unposted. Posted doesn't become much longer. It posts fairly deeply, which is nice, but it does become very back heavy. I would not enjoy posting this particular pen because it is quite unbalanced. A lot of weight in the cap. Now, I don't know if we can get the engraving on the nib, but there is a lovely kind of engraving on there. And then on the sides, it's like there's like tiny wings. And it is a cool looking nib. This is a cartridge converter pen. I put a Faber-Castell converter in here. It's standard international. And this is not a pen you can eyedropper because of all the metal that is used in this pen. Now, let us go to a writing sample. I inked this pen up with an ink that I experience as very wet, but my experience with this pen has been that it's not wet, and that makes me think that this nib is fairly dry. it's either dry or it has some sort of baby's bottom, because when I'm writing with it in my journal, like a regular writing, it tends to skip sometimes on some of the strokes. It doesn't seem to be doing that now, which is nice for the writing sample. But yeah, it's been a mixed experience. So this is the ST Dupont Olympia. And this is a medium nib, which honestly kind of looks like a broad, which I have no complaints about that. I like broad nibs. And the ink is Vicsonti Blue, which I really like. It's just like a very royal blue. If you have it in the right pen, it can sheen a little bit, but it's very just like a very straightforward blue. And as I said, it's a nice writer, but I would not say it is a very remarkable writer, which is interesting because I do believe that these pens are not very cheap. Yeah, middle of the road kind of pen, I would say. Not bad if you like this type of style. Like, my favorite thing is probably the way the nib looks on the side. But yeah, if you like this kind of pen and you have money to burn, by all means. But I do think there are better pens out there in the same price category, or like even cheaper. I guess if you fall in love with the way this looks, like, I get it. But yeah, better pens out there. But interesting to look at, and interesting to get a chance to like do a video about this pen. One thing to mention is that even though this section is a metal section, it doesn't feel slippery. And for people who have sweaty hands or have slidey fingers when it is a metal grip, there is like a rim here that will prevent you from like fully sliding down. So that is quite nice. So yeah. It's an interesting pen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this pen, please leave them down in the comments. Most likely Brownie will pop in to answer them because this is his pen and he'll likely know more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.